Oh, Jamar Chase with the dive. Because Garrett Wilson's wide open. Garrett Wilson, touchdown Barrett. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the Water Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the 2015 rebuild of the New York Giants. That's right, it is not only another episode, it is the final episode. We will wrap up the entire series today. That's right. I don't know if we're going to go another series after this with the 2015 mod. Maybe. I feel like we've already accomplished everything we needed to do in this one, so that's why we're going to wrap it up. And we've utilized all of the current draft classes, so we've gone from 2015 to 2014-2015 draft class, I think, or the 2014-2015 season, I think is what we started with. And we've gone all the way up to current day. We just had last episode the 2024 NFL draft. So we've gone from 2015 to 2024, basically a decade, and we've won 4 championships in a row in this rebuild. I feel like we've created the biggest, most important dynasty in all of NFL history. Will we be able to finish this series off with a 5th straight Super Bowl championship victory? I don't know. It's probably going to be pretty tough, but I mean, we've got an unbelievable team at this point, so I don't see any reason why we can't be the number 1 seed in the NFC, why we can't go all the way to the Super Bowl, and why we can't win a 5th straight Super Bowl championship. I mean, it's all possible. We just have to rely on the Madden simulation, which can be pretty finicky at times, can be pretty annoying, can be pretty stressful, especially if you're watching my videos. But we've had good luck the past 4 episodes. Maybe we can have good luck for a 5th one. I don't know. Let's get into the video, wrap up this series, and see what the future holds. If you guys go and enjoy, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and let's get started. This is what the roster will look like for the final episode of the series. Obviously, we wouldn't be anywhere in this series without our franchise quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. He's been with us for almost the entirety of this series. We had Eli Manning for the first few episodes, and then when we drafted Patrick Mahomes in 2017, he sat behind Eli for, I think, 1 season, and then in 2018, no, he sat behind Eli for the 2017-2018 season, and then he started the 2018-2019 season. Now, I'm pretty sure that's the first year he started because he developed into a higher overall than what Eli Manning was at that point. So we didn't win a championship with Eli as our starter, but luckily for him and lucky for Giants fans, we kept him around on the team long enough for him to be a part of, I think, the first one of our championships. I don't think he was here for the other 3. He definitely wasn't here for the last 2, but he might have gotten 2. He might be a 2-time champ. I don't remember. Or 4-time champ, I guess. He might have gotten 2 of those. I know he got at least 1, but I don't know if he had that second one before he retired or not. But this is our quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. We certainly wouldn't be where we are as a dynasty without him. Then we drafted Nick Chubb the year before in the 2016. No. We drafted him in the 2018 NFL draft. Excuse me, I got my years mixed up. We drafted him the year after we got Patrick Mahomes, and we really needed a running back, and we found ourselves a franchise guy in Nicholas Chubb. Chubby time. We've had Odell Beckham Jr. the entire video, or the entire series, from 2015 to now. He's getting a little bit older. His number 1 spot was overtaken by Justin Jefferson, who we got a couple of years ago, but Odell Beckham is still the guy. He's still the number 1 man in our hearts here in New York. He is, and forever will be, OBJ, Giants Hall of Famer, legendary receiver for the Giants. He's cemented his legacy. He's got 4 rings, and he's been here the entire career. Like I mentioned earlier, we added Justin Jefferson. He's jumped to a 99 overall, and he's taken the spot away from Odell Beckham Jr. as the number 1 guy, and well-deserved. I mean, Justin Jefferson is a fantastic player, and he deserves to be there. Other receivers we have, Tyreek Hill, who's been here for a while, I think since 2016. I think he's been here. And he has been an unbelievable player for us. Never became the Tyreek Hill, like 99 overall Tyreek that we know in real life, but he's still unbelievably good. We have Cooper Kupp, and Cooper Kupp is a really good receiver, but his low overall is because he kind of got buried in the depth chart because we had Tyreek, and we had Odell, and we had Justin Jefferson, and so he just kind of got lower overall because he started as a lower overall than the other guys. So he never really got that chance to become the number one receiver on this team, and that's okay, but we definitely could have turned him into a 99, obviously. Then we got Jordan Addison a couple of years ago, and he is unbelievably good. We just really haven't seen much of him because we haven't had him around long enough, and we already have a lot of players ahead of him. So, and then we had Hunter Renfrow, but that was the year that the draft kind of screwed up on me, and I couldn't draft who I wanted to draft, which I think it was Terry McLaurin. I think I would have gotten that draft, or that pick, but it ended up taking Hunter Renfrow because I had to simulate through the pick and stuff. It was a whole thing. Go back and if you haven't seen any of the videos before this, what are you doing, by the way? There's a playlist link in the description. Go check out all the videos previous to this one. Offensive line's looking really, really good, especially the right guard spot. But this man right here, Eric Flowers, we didn't have to worry about left tackle the entire series because we started up this franchise with Eric Flowers being, I'm pretty sure, a rookie who had hidden development, and it ended up being X Factor. I don't know why Eric Flowers was given X Factor in this mod, but I wasn't complaining about it. I wasn't going to argue with it. I wasn't going to say, nah, Eric Flowers doesn't need X Factor. If they gave it to him, they gave it to him. So we had an X Factor left tackle from the jump, and we didn't have to worry about left tackle the entire video. The rest of the offensive line we had to worry about a little bit. We drafted Wyatt Teller. We drafted Trey Smith. We had Justin Pugh, I think, from the beginning, and he was a solid tackle for a while. And then I think did he leave? And then we brought him back, or is he here the entire time? I don't remember. And we had Richburg the entire time as our starting center. So we've been pretty lucky with the offensive line. Then we got Mark Andrews. We had George Kittle as well. George Kittle never turned into the number one tight end because we've always had just guys ahead of him. And Mark Andrews, I think, was a higher overall coming out already in the draft than George Kittle, so he just automatically started ahead of him, so he kind of got the short end of the stick. Same thing with Cooper Kupp. And then on defense, I mean, what can you say? We had Joey Bosa and Jalen Ramsey from the very first draft class in 2016. They were unbelievably good picks. I'm so happy that we got them. If we wouldn't have got those two, I don't know where we would have been on this defense because they really, really helped us out. Then, one of the sneakiest picks that we ever took in this entire series was Hassan Reddick. We got him, I guess I could take a look at his stats. I think we got him in the 3rd round or the 4th round. We got him in the... Oh, no. I was way off. We got him at the 8th overall pick in his draft class. And, oh, that's right, because I was thinking we got value, but we ended up getting value because he was a normal development player at like 80 or 70 something overall. I forget what he was. Then he had a great season. He had another great season. He eventually climbed to superstar, and now he's an X Factor, and he has made that 1st round pick look really, really good. It didn't look great at the beginning because he was normal development and kind of low overall, but he has really made that pick and made me the drafting god that I am today. Then we got Nick Bolton. We traded for TJ Watt, I think. I don't think we drafted him. I don't think this is the series we drafted him, or is it? No. Oh, that's right. In the 2017 draft class, the Bears ended up with Myles Garrett and TJ Watt. But then in the second season in 2018, we ended up trading for TJ Watt, and he's been here ever since. So I forgot about that. The Bears had the 2017 draft class that I wanted to have, but they ended up with both the guys that I wanted. But we didn't really need him because we have Jadeveon Clowney. We have Jordan Davis, who was a massive pickup at the D tackle spot. He replaced... Who did he replace? Oh, God. He replaced somebody that I don't remember. It was a veteran guy that we had that retired, or maybe we let go. We couldn't sign. I can't remember exactly, but he replaced whoever it was, and he has been unbelievably good. Matt Ioannidis has been a solid player. Brian Burns, I wanted to have him be the next guy instead of Jadeveon Clowney, but we never had the cap space to be able to trade away Jadeveon Clowney, so Brian Burns just kind of fell to the back and only developed to an 83 overall, but he's still unbelievably good, and he would become a high overall if he was given the chance to start. And then Matt Judon, I feel bad because Matt Judon is a very good player, but he was underrated in college and underrated coming into the draft, and he built himself up to the Matt Judon that we know today from the Baltimore Ravens and now on the Patriots. So he starts so low, it's hard for him. You have to have no plans for the next 3 years if you want to have any chance of getting Matt Judon up to an 80 overall or a 90 overall. So he's never going to become that unless we take that route. And it's such a grind to get him up to a high overall. Corners, we've always had good depth. We had J.C. Jackson for a little bit. We had Deron Bland. Ronald Darby was a big free agent signing, I remember. And Shaq Griffin was really big too. But obviously the key piece was Jalen Ramsey. Safeties, we've had Landon Collins since the beginning. And we had Talanoa Hufanga, who's been really, really good. So, I mean, this defense is unbelievably good. The offense is unbelievably good. Everybody's unbelievably good. This whole team is fantastic. I'm not going to load in a draft class because we're not going to go into the offseason this year. So at the end of this video, so whenever the Super Bowl ends, that'll be the end of the video. It's not going to matter who's in the draft class. But I will simulate up to, you know what, I was going to say up to the week 8 point, but we don't need to because that usually focuses on scouting. We don't need to do that today. So I'm going to simulate to the entire end of the season, and we'll see what happens. The final regular season has come to a close. What a way to go out. 15-2, number 1 seed in the division, and not in the division, in the NFC conference. 15-2 in the division, winning the NFC East. As you would expect from a team this good. Mahomes finishes 3rd in the league with passing yards, 4,700 of them. 37 touchdowns to 5 picks. 76% completion percentage is crazy. Wow, okay. Mahomes killed it this year. Those are some good numbers. Nick Chubb had 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns. Montgomery had 10 touchdowns. Odell and Jefferson both went over 1,000 yards. Odell had 1,400 yards with 12 touchdowns. Justin Jefferson had 1,300 yards with 10 touchdowns. Tyreek had a good year. So did Andrews. Addison got a few catches and a touchdown. Good for him. And a couple touchdowns. But Odell and Jefferson, the real keys. The real stars of the offense. And then defensively, who would you... If you had to bet any amount of money that it was going to be Nick Bolton, you probably should bet your entire inheritance that it was going to be Nick Bolton that led the team in tackles. That's just what he does. 126 for him. Hassan Reddick had 103. 84 for Darby. 79 for Ramsey. This defense that we're in doesn't really produce a lot of tackles, but I think it produces a lot of interceptions, which is good. It's a nice give and take. 18 tackles for loss for Bosa. 12 for Davis. 11 for Ioannidis. Clowney had 10. 11.5 sacks led the team. It's Joey Bosa. 6.5 for Clowney, 4 for Ioannidis, 2.5 for Judon. Judon played a good amount, got 2. Actually, he didn't even play that much, and he got 2.5 sacks. Good for him. Reddick had 2.5, 2 for Davis. TJ Watt had sack and a half, and then Bolton had 1. Pick leader pick was 3 with Bolton, 2 Darby and Collins, and then 1 for Reddick, Jackson, and Watt. So those are your numbers for the final season. Kind of crazy. Kind of crazy numbers. Can we go and get the W against the Atlanta Falcons, the Dirty Birds, coming up to New Jersey to get this smackdown? 28-7, we take the W, and we play the Arizona Cardinals in the NFC Chip. How's this going to go? I think we all kind of realize how this is going to go, but we'll see. The Jets and the Steelers. Wow, it's a 1 versus 6. We have a chance for it to be the Jets and the Giants in the Super Bowl. That would be funny. That would be funny. It never happened. What if the Super Bowl's in MetLife as well? That'd be insane. We'll see what happens. This is going to be not the easiest because the Cardinals are the 3 seed, but it could be a little tricky, but I think it still should be fairly simple. Cardinals and Giants, we should walk through this. It should be simple, but you never know with the sim. Wow, 15-13, just barely squeaking by the Cardinals. Oh, that's a little worrying. They were like an 11-win team. And now we don't get our Jets and Giants Super Bowl, which is a little bit unfortunate, but the Super Bowl is also not in MetLife. It's in Atlanta, I think is what it said. Yeah, Super Bowl Atlanta. So It's going to be the Steelers versus the Giants. Deshaun Watson's actually the quarterback for the Steelers. Very interesting. How close was the game? It was 21-16. Steelers pulled out. The 6 seed beat the 1 seed in the AFC title game. And they have a chance to do it again in the Super Bowl. This is going to be pretty tricky, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what's going to happen, but I hope the end result is a 5th straight championship for your New York Football Giants. The final Super Bowl, and the Steelers are up early. It's 7-3. Come on, Giants. Let's get that 5th championship in a row. There's a big touchdown, 14-10, but the defense kind of slacking here. That's a big touchdown, ties it up. Okay, 24-17 in the third quarter. I like what I'm seeing here. Into the fourth quarter, 31-17, 31-24. Steelers answer back, 38-24. Late fourth quarter. I think we might have just did it. Steelers use all their timeouts. We punt the ball back to them. Oh my God, they scored a touchdown. Onside kick recovered by the Giants, and I think that is going to be the game, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, the Steelers actually answered back under a minute. That's kind of crazy. But we are going to win our 5th championship in a row. History's been made. Oh my God. You love to see it. And it's that man right there, Patty Mahomes. He's going to go put some ketchup on a steak to celebrate. Ooh, the boys did it again. This is the most dominant series I've had. I don't think I've ever, in any series I've done, won 5 straight Super Bowls. I'd have to obviously go back and do some research, but as far as I can remember off the top of my head, I don't think I ever did it in like any of the retro rebuilds, or I probably won at least 2 or 3 in those in a row. But I don't think I ever, definitely didn't do it in any of the 10-year rebuilds that I did. I don't know. I don't think, maybe somebody can correct me, but I don't think I ever did 5 in a row with anybody. This could be the first time ever. That would be pretty cool. First time in channel history that I've done 5 championships in a row with one series. That'd be pretty impressive if that was the case. Now all we got to do is simulate to the season recap, figure out who won the MVP, and then go over the history of the series, take a look at some of the stats for career stats, and then we'll wrap up the video. A 5th straight title for the boys, 38-31 over the Steelers. Let's go see who won MVP. I'm guessing it's going to be Mahomes, but I could be wrong. It is Patrick Mahomes. Kyler Murray won MVP of the league. Jalen Waddle and Myles Jack are the players of the year. And Emeka Ibuka and Tyler Nubin are your offense and defensive rookies of the year. So we've got ourselves 8-time Super Bowl champions, the New York Giants. Let's scroll all the way down to 2015 when we started this whole thing. The Chiefs won the first championship. Aaron Rodgers won the first MVP. Year number 2, Steelers got the title, with Ben Roethlisberger winning Offensive Player of the Year and MVP of the league. And Patrick Chung, of all people, won MVP for the Steelers in the Super Bowl. And then we had the 3rd year. Steelers go back-to-back, beating the Seahawks. This time it's Brandon Boykin who won the MVP of the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers wins MVP of the league. 2018 had Mitchell Trubisky leading the Chargers to a championship. Remember, Mitchell Trubisky is in the Patrick Mahomes draft class, 2017. So he won it as a rookie, I think, or a one-year guy, right? No, he won it as a 1 year. His second season, I guess. So his rookie year was his first year. In his second season, he wins the Super Bowl with the Chargers. That's pretty crazy. Teddy Bridgewater had a crazy year. He won MVP. Then we had 2019, the Packers get back to the Super Bowl, and they win it. Clay Matthews wins MVP of the Super Bowl, and Aaron Rodgers won MVP of the league. Then comes the reign of dominance. 2020, the first year we got to the championship, and the first year we won it. I also won Coach of the Year. Carson Wentz, of all people. Wasn't this the series where we thought that we were going to draft Carson Wentz? I think that might be, or maybe it was the Browns. No. It had to have been this series where we almost had a chance to draft Carson Wentz. That would have been pretty funny. But we ended up getting Mahomes. He wins MVP of the Super Bowl and his first title in 2020. Then in 2021, we go back-to-back. We also win MVP of the league with Patrick Mahomes. We win Coach of the Year again. And Joey Bosa won MVP of the Super Bowl. Year number 3, 3 straight, three-peat, baby. Mahomes gets his second MVP of the Super Bowl, and we get our 3rd straight Coach of the Year. We beat the Jaguars. Then just last episode, we went and beat the... Oh, no. We didn't lose? Did we lose? Have I been saying wrong information this entire video? Wow. I think I've been saying this information wrong the entire time. We did lose. Now that I'm seeing this, I remember. Last episode, we lost. I apologize. I've been saying that we've won 4 straight Super Bowls the entire time. No, I'm wrong. Forget everything that I said. Oops. We did lose to the Ravens and Carson Wentz. I remember that now. That shows you how close together I record these. I forgot that. I forgot that we lost. Very interesting. Okay, Joe Burrow wins MVP of the league. Huh. The Ravens got a championship over us. I forgot about that. That's on me. That is on me. I thought that I went every year since we got to the Super Bowl. I thought we won it every year, but I was completely wrong. And then obviously this episode, we just got it against the Steelers with Mahomes winning another Super Bowl. So 4 out of 5 is not bad. Mahomes wins 3 MVPs of the Super Bowl, and Joey Bosa got the other one. That's on me. I apologize. I thought that we went perfect, but we went 4 out of 5, which still is not bad. We're still a dynasty. It's just it's not as perfect as I thought it had been. That's on me. So in this universe, in this alternate timeline, these are the Patrick Mahomes stats from just simply simulation, because we drafted him. His career started in this series, so this has nothing to do with real life. This is what he did in this series, and that goes for most of these players. So Mahomes, throughout his career, 30,000 passing yards, 247 touchdowns to just 52 interceptions with a 70% career completion percentage. That is Hall of Fame numbers if I've ever seen them. Plus, he's got 4 Super Bowls. He's got 3 MVPs of the Super Bowl. He's got a couple regular season MVPs. He is a dog. Greatest of all time. Nicky Chubb, Chubby Time, had 8,300 yards and 74 touchdowns with a career average of 3.8 yards per carry and average 70 yards per game. Only fumbling the football 9 times in his career. A little bit too many for my liking, but hey, it is what it is. He also had 420 broken tackles. Blazing. Receiving yards, Odell Beckham Jr. Beckham went crazy. 11,000 yards, 11,600 yards, 85 touchdowns. Insane. Tyreek Hill, 8,500 yards, 61 touchdowns. Justin Jefferson, 5,700 yards, 43 touchdowns. Mark Andrews, 4,000 yards, 47 touchdowns. You can see who Patrick Mahomes liked to throw to. That is for sure. And a lot of these touchdowns, the early touchdowns, were from Eli Manning for Odell. But everybody else, like all of these for Tyreek, all of these for Jefferson, all of those for Mark Andrews, are all Patrick Mahomes touchdowns. Then who had the most sacks in their career? Eric Flowers, because he was here the entire time, so obviously he's going to have a lot. Then Teller, then Trey Smith, and then obviously these guys didn't play enough to give up enough sacks, but that's pretty good. Trey Smith in 4 years gave up 13 sacks. I can live with that. Defensively, Landon Collins leads the team in career tackles with 866. Reddick, 830. My draft pick's not looking near as bad anymore. Then we had Darby with 786. A lot of that came with the team he was on before we traded, or before we signed him in the free agency. I think we did, or maybe we traded for. I don't remember. Ramsey, one of our first picks, maybe the first pick that we ever made. 687 tackles. Joey Bosa, 570. Jadeveon Clowney had 565. Nick Bolton had 501. That's insane considering he's only played 4 years. Think about that. TJ Watt had 447. JC Jackson had 376. Hufanga had 328. Jordan Davis in 3 years had 152. Tackle for loss leader was 144 by Bosa. 117 for Clowney. Reddick had 58, 57 for Ioannidis. TJ Watt had 35, Jordan Davis had 30, Bolton had 22. And Joey Bosa obviously was going to lead the team in career sacks because he's been here the longest. He had 107. Then it severely drops off to Clowney with 52, and Reddick had 23, 18 for TJ Watt, 11 for Ioannidis. Interception leader was, who else was it going to be? Jalen Ramsey with 28. That is crazy. In, 10 years, 9 years, he had 28 career interceptions. Reddick had 18, which is pretty amazing as well. 14 for Darby, 10 for Collins and Bolton. Man, these are some crazy career numbers. 9 career forced fumbles for Landon Collins. He picked up 4 of them. Ramsey had 5, so did Bolton. 3 for Clowney. Recoveries had Collins with the most. Safeties, anybody have a safety? Clowney was the only one with a safety. Block kicks. Devondre Campbell had 2 block kicks. Collins, Watt, and Burns all had 1. Touchdowns. Collins had a couple probably pick sixes, but they also could be fumble recoveries for touchdowns. Ramsey, I'm assuming, is a pick 6, and Geno Stone, I think, did get a pick 6. I think we even saw that in simulation or something. I don't remember, but I feel like that is a pick 6. And then kicking, Randy Bullock went 144 for 167, which is good for 86%. He made a 57-yarder. That's crazy. And then he had 6 blocked field goals. He didn't go perfect from extra points, 479 for 487, but that's still 98%, and had 5 blocked. Okay, very interesting. Tommy Townsend, 13,000 yards punting, 3 blocked punts. Hunter Renfrow, no kick return touchdowns, no punt return touchdowns. That's okay. Those are your career numbers for your New York Giants. I don't think we had any records broken. It doesn't look like it for season passing yards, season touchdowns. Burrow for the Broncos had 51 in 2023. Carson Wentz in 2024 had 48. Okay. Then in the rushing yards, nothing. Rushing touchdowns, nothing. Receiving yards, 2024 Jalen Waddle put up 2,000 receiving yards. That's kind of crazy. Corey Davis for the Ravens had 1,900 just this past episode. Then the touchdowns in the season, Odell had 21, and then Waddle just this year had 21. Landry had 19, and Devontae Smith had 19 as well. So a lot of touchdowns for some receivers here. Catches, we had nobody, it looks like. Then defensive sack. Actually, I can't say that. We had Kenny Golladay. He had 136, which is pretty crazy. And then defensive sacks. We had J.J. Watt on the Texans with 29. 29 sacks. Donald had 29. Khalil Mack had 29, both in the same year. So in the span of 2 seasons, we had 3 players get 29 sacks. Whatever. Micah Parsons had 26. Chubb had 26 just this episode, or just this year. And then so did Aaron Donald. Khalil Mack had 24. Then Khalil Mack has been going crazy in this simulation. And then you got, who would this be? Jay Collins. Is that Jamie Collins? Left-hand side linebacker? I guess it could be. It might be Jamie Collins. And then J.J. Watt again. So some crazy sack numbers for the boys. Blowing out any of the career sack numbers of real life. Interception leader, I don't see. It's funny that because this is a modded thing, it moves everybody's years back. So these say that they're from the 1940s. That's pretty funny. But it doesn't look like anybody modern day. All right, we can quickly go through the game numbers, but I don't see any new ones. Although Le'Veon Bell, 5 touchdowns in 2017. We had nobody there. Doesn't look like anybody in a game put up any crazy numbers. Khalil Mack, though, had both of these in 2020 and 2015. Man, we might need to go for Khalil Mack because he seems to do very well in simulation. That might be something for the future. Maybe a rebuild or something. I don't know. But that is going to do it for the video. We have wrapped up the New York Giants 2015 rebuild. changing their history. We have certainly changed the Giants' history. They've gone from only 2 championships in the Eli Manning era to now a bunch. 4 Super Bowl championships out of 5 tries. Made it to 5 straight Super Bowls. Let's quickly go through. Hold on, before we wrap it up, I want to check out the legacy score really quickly. So if we go to my legacy score, is the 3rd highest. Then we go to quarterbacks. Mahomes has made it to 2nd behind just Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers went crazy in this simulation. Then we had Nick Chubb finish 3rd. Receivers, Odell is 3rd. Corey Davis and Doug Baldwin went absolutely insane. But Odell's right up there. Tight end, we don't have Mark Andrews up here. He just didn't play much. He's 8th, though. And then we had Eric Flowers lead tackles. Wyatt Teller was 4th. Richburg is 3rd in centers. We had Trey Smith finish 8th for guards. And then right tackle, Justin Pugh led. So obviously our 2 tackles who have been there the longest are going to have the best legacy score. Left ends, we don't have Jadeveon Clowney because I think he's a right end. D tackle, Aaron Donald destroyed everybody. 53-9 is his legacy score. Absolutely blew everybody else away. There's Ioannidis. Khalil Mack obviously led, and then J.J. Watt. But there's Joey Bosa. That's pretty good. Then you got left side linebackers. It probably was Jamie Collins. There's Hassan Reddick at 5th. Love to see it. Middle linebackers. I don't think we're going to have anybody because our middle linebacker is pretty new. And then right outside linebackers, we already had it? No. TJ Watt's a right outside linebacker. There he is. TJ Watt. Corners, Ramsey should be up here. He's actually down in 8th. Very crazy. I thought he'd be a little bit higher. There's Darby as well. But I thought Ramsey would be a little bit higher. Safeties, Landon Collins is 3rd. And then strong safeties, Hufunga's a little too new to be up here. So that is how it goes for the legacy score. So now we can wrap things up. Hope you guys enjoyed. We certainly changed the New York Giants' history, winning 4 championships in 5 seasons. We went from 2015 to 2024, and we won 4 titles out of 5 years. That is pretty darn amazing. I don't know if I'm going to do another 2015 to current day series like this. I might a few weeks down the line maybe. I don't know. I haven't fully decided yet. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.